Let's rant and comment about certain releases, but before we get into this, I want to give you an update. On a very unpleasant situation that has happened, and I can already hear the comments, oh yeah, but they're just a small business. I don't fucking care. I mean, can we just please, in 2026 now, let's just say we want to do that. Let's just all together stop letting indie brands, small brands, getting away with being uneducated business dicks. That would be awesome, because what has happened? I ordered from Dandelion Cosmetics the palettes that launched on Black Friday, the Bear and the Midnight Muse, because I was like, oh, excited. And I do have blushes from them, or from the brand, which they are awesome. I love the blushes. And I ordered, and it also said that there is like a longer processing time because they are alone, blah, 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 blah. Okay, good. I can live with that. As long as it is communicated, I'm actually fine with that. And that was properly communicated, that this is going to be a longer processing time than usual, so I'm fine with that. Oh, so you see the video on Monday. On Friday, I got an email from Dandelion Cosmetics where they were trying to, or not trying, that is the wrong word. I want to stay with the facts. They sent me basically a fake invoice of an additional cost of 24 euro. Keep in mind, so let me pull out the emails here. Somewhere here in the screen, this is what I ordered. The Bear Shadow Palette and the Midnight Muse, each for 37.24 euro, makes a total of 74.48 plus shipping of 45 euro and 59 cents. That was the UPS Worldwide Expedited or UPS Express Saver, something like that. There were different options, and I chose the one where UPS was, I think, less than 6 business days, because if I have the option, I will always take the faster shipping. So time has passed, and then I got a weird email where it says your order is on the way, but with the wrong order, and I opened it up, and it was this screenshot here, so additional 48 euro. And I immediately wrote an email and said, what the fuck is this? Like, I wrote that there must be a mistake because, sounds, or it looks a bit weird because my order number is a different one than this one. Can you please check in what happened? Because at first I thought, okay, maybe it's just the empty pallets that has shipped. Who knows what happened. So then, after my email, so basically we sent out the email at the same time. The owner, Daniel is his name, he then wrote me this email here, so let me read that to you. First, I wanted to say I'm so sorry if you received a few emails from me regarding an order. Please disregard them, you were not charged, and I apologize the email sent, I did not intend them to. Okay, can happen. I have your order packed and ready to ship out. However, I came across an issue with the shipping price increasing. I see that you selected UPS Expedited for around $54 US, but as I'm going to print the label, it has increased to $85 US. I created a separate order, no charge. So just so you had a clean slate to work with to see if the issue was with the customs information on the listing. However, the price is still higher than prior, so I believe a UPS surcharge may have kicked in. I will include a screenshot so that you can see what I have on my end. I will show you the screenshot in a second. I wanted to reach out to see what you prefer. I can refund part of the shipping cost if you would like to go with UPS International, which is $28 US, however, a bit slower. Or if you would like to go still with UPS Expedited, whatever, I can create another order to cover the extra shipping cost. I would normally cover a slight shipping cost discrepancy, but the $30 increase was just too much for me to absorb. I am so very sorry for the inconvenience and for bothering you. My sincere apologies. Just let me know. How would you like to proceed? I can also refund you if you'd prefer, but I do have your order package. I just need to print the label. I was I was so confused in the beginning. Let me show you the screenshots that they sent me. So this here is basically the screenshot that they sent me then, that my selected by customer is a $55 and now it is $85. And then I did some research with international shopping law. Is there anything? And I wrote to Dandelion Cosmetics. I first of all wrote thanks for the quick response, that explains a lot, and then I asked something for that extra charge that I was sent with the 48 euro because I didn't understand that. And then I then I read the email again and then I understood. So I wrote in addition to that, let me also give you that screenshot here. Just an addition, I just saw that you offered me to ship with a slower method or charge more. Actually, I want to have the shipping method I paid for, but I'm not willing to pay the difference. It is not my fault that UPS increased that during your processing time. I expect the shipping I selected. I'm not responsible for any increasing. My contract purchase is set with that specific shipping method. If they increase that, that is sadly the risk of business, not mine. Then there was this here, and I blurred out a personal information of mine. Hello, I'm sorry to hear that. I unfortunately do not set UPS prices, as I am one person run small business. I cannot absorb that cost and I will have to cancel the order. My apologies. I then wrote, international law states that very clear, we have a contract that you need to fulfill, end of story. I do not have to pay any price changes that happen after the contract is set, which happens with the payment and your confirmation mail, and pushing the fault to Shopify, which is what I assume by that sentence, that the owner does not set up the prices and they do operate on Shopify. So that's just so lazy. It's just a lazy excuse for bad business. I will make sure to spread your own professional business with my community in the makeup world so they are warned who they purchase from. Extremely disappointing from an uprising brand. They then proceeded on to cancel my order, and it came back. I understand that you did not want to pay more and I would never force that onto a customer, which you literally did. I did my best to communicate and resolve the situation. No, resolving the situation would have been to just suck it up like a big boy business. What else? And I'm sorry I did not meet your expectation. The price increase was out of my control, and so it is out of mine. Your order has been refunded. Have a great holiday. Oh boy. That brand died for me. Honestly, this is just the summary of what is wrong with indie brands sometimes. If you run an indie brand, so dear owners, educate yourself on fucking international business if you do that. Price increasing after you have a contract with a customer, and that contract basically is formed by your confirmation mail that you accepted the order and received the payment. That is the contract. Are up to you. They are not on my side. It's the same. Honestly, just imagine you go grocery shopping and you buy, I don't know, you buy some bread, some cheese, some yogurt, whatever. And then you pay, the stuff is in your freaking cart and you're on the way out to your car at the parking lot. And then some employee from that market comes up to you and says, hey, stop. We just saw that bread costs now $2 more per packaging. Please give me $2 more. This is the exact same thing. This is not allowed. This is no. This is bad business on your side. If UPS has a price increase in that time span of me ordering the stuff and you processing it finally and then printing out a shipping label, that is all your fault, your risk, and your side of the business and not the customers. I am beyond disappointed. Like, suck it up like a big boy business, because this is literally what you want to be. You want to play in the business world, then you have to play the rules of the business world. And it is completely fine that you then change your shipping costs on the website when you realize that. Don't tell me that you cannot put this in Shopify. That is just wrong. Just every single brand that is trying to say, oh yeah, Shopify does this. All that I see is that you did not educate yourself and that you did not take your time in just trying to understand how that system works. So much for my TED talk in the beginning of a new makeup release video. What I want to say is these palettes will not arrive. Dandelion is dead for me, and I will also cut out the mention that I had actually of them as one of my favorites with the blushes, because this unprofessional behavior. I'm not accepting any brand saying, oh, yeah, I'm just such a small brand. This is the this is the pick me girl behavior of brands. I'm just such a small brand. No, you're not. You're a fucking brand and you serve customers, so act like it. Okay, I think I'm calm now. Let's now move on to the new releases. And the first one that I want to talk about is actually the new palette from Shellwe Makeup and Ghoul in Japan. This is the Nocturnal Flame palette. These photos are by Freya86FF because she has just one of the best product shots and swatches overall. It is... Honestly, I was a bit surprised when I saw this color story. Surprised in a way that I was not expecting this. Is this a bad or a good thing? I don't know. Time will show when I receive this. But overall, I think my expectation for this palette was a little bit different and not weird blues and greens. So the thing just is, I love the Shellwe Makeup formula. I love Ghoul in Japan, and the swatches here from Freya, they look really nice. So I am quite positive that this is going to be a good palette, but I see how this color story in the palette is going to be very limited in terms of what you can do. In that collection, by the way, are also some lip products, 3 in total. A like sheer, more tinty gloss, a real gloss, and a more... I don't know, how would you call them? Okay, Freya writes that this is a matte liquid lipstick, but I would disagree when I see this. But it doesn't matter. I picked up 2 of the shades there because they look really nice, but I screenshotted just the palette here. It seems a bit limited in terms of the amount of looks that you can do with this, but I'm very excited. I will get sent this in PR. I already placed it and it is on its way to me. So if you want to get this, you can either get it on Lookhealthystore and save 12% with my code ELLAGRAM. But of course, if you want to order directly from Shellwe, for example, I do have a code with them too. I do also have a code with Beauty. So whatever floats your boat at the end, all the links and stuff is down below. Next up, we do have a new upcoming product from YSL. This is the All Hours Blur Cushion Face Powder. And I don't get the description because it says here, a cool liquid cushion powder with a refreshingly cool sensation. Honestly, do you know what this is going to be? This is going to be basically a loose setting powder that you can use all over the face, and that will just feel like it's wet. We had these before. We still have these in Beauty. I just used one actually today. I do like them. Is it necessary? I don't know. Is the packaging cool? Yes. Is the All Hours line from YSL really good? Yes, absolutely. So I am fairly excited, but also I don't understand the real purpose of this, and I just fucking hate this description of a liquid powder because this is just literally not what it is. What I do want to spend here some looks on is the new palette from Bellabeautebar. I have to admit I am a bit surprised. I was a bit surprised that we have another release, especially since Bellabeautebar did with the Come Play With Me. I don't know why in my head the palette has a different name, but with the Come Play With Me palette, they had their like holiday, the spooky holiday release. So I'm a bit confused that they now are bringing another palette out. I don't get this. I think this is a winter theme, so I do see the winter story, but I personally would have preferred this as a launch for January. I think overall the community, especially with Bellabeautebar, is like, can you please slow down with your releases? That would be freaking awesome. I do agree because I do think that we just stepped up the speed a little bit too much, and I would prefer every single indie brand to just slow down a bit more and just give your beautiful products time to breathe. That is the thing here. The Come Play With Me palette or Play With Us palette, it has been around for a month or so, maybe a bit more, I don't know. But I don't think that it really had its chance to shine in the situation that it was meant to be as a holiday palette. So I can totally see people sharing their holiday looks with this, but now they are busy sharing their looks with the new, what was it called? The Crystallize palette. Overall, this is a 20 pan magnetic palette. You have 8 multichromes and 12 mattes. I will get sent this palette, which is awesome, and I do have a code with Bellabeautébar. It's also ELLAKINKLEY, and this gives you 10%. So I do see this palette. By the way, I do have another palette here from Bellabeautébar that will be, the review will be up in January, but I will film this in December. So I bought myself the Coalescence. I said that when it launched that I do want to try this. It's the one with no pore makeup. And when I saw the Crystallized palette, I haven't even unboxed the palette. So the little stoppers and secure thingies are still on there. I do see actually both of these palettes working together as a team. What do you think? I removed now all the protection stuff, and look at this. I feel like they would partner very, very well if you're into this. And personally, I'm excited to try the Coalescence. And if you saw my review of the Come Play With Us palette, I was stunned because it is a really good palette, and they did a change in their formula, which makes me so freaking happy. Plus, I got the chance to chat with the owner of Bellabeautébar a little bit more on Instagram, and I was surprised how much they care for all of the feedback. We had actually quite a long talk about my bad experience with their summer palette last year, the Melted Mattes and Molten Chromes, and I basically said what I had to criticize, but I also said that what I criticized there is really not in the new palettes anymore. So something has changed, and you did that right. And honestly, I just love that. So I am very positive that this Crystallized palette is going to be in the same amazing formula as the Come Play With Us palette that I really adore, as said. But again, slow down, Bellabeautébar. I will be still loving you when you bring out maybe 1 or 2 palettes less a year. And I think a lot of customers and the community will agree on that. Moving on to Rare Beauty, they are a bit slower in their releases, and I feel like they had quite a long pause in general before they came out with a lot more releases. And now what is this? So we have the Lip Butter Balm for 18 bucks in 4 shades. Loft, it's a tea rose, easygoing and clear. Then we have Friendly, which is a muted caramel, and Uplifting, which is a deep cool berry. I don't know what it is, but something tells me that these will look the exact same at the end on your lips. But overall, these are, okay, they do look so similar on the lips. But overall, these are basically just tinted lip balm sticks. For me, this is nothing that I would buy. The other product that they launch is the, what is this? Hydrating body mousse and a body and hair fragrance mist with niacinamide. Why do I need niacinamide in a mist? Can someone tell me this? Because it's basically a fragrance. It's a body mist. So keep calm. I don't really know what the direction of Rare Beauty really is. What is their targeted audience? What is the girl group, the boy group, the people group that they wanna be seen by? I don't get it, because their launches have been very much all over the place. I wish Rare Beauty would start doing some eyeshadow things, like real eyeshadow, not sticks or so. But also I don't see like a palette with Rare Beauty, but I do see maybe a quad, maybe something like Kaja stacked things, because maybe that's a targeted audience. Something, this not quite clean girl, but also not quite intense makeup. The regular makeup wearer, I don't know. Like, not everybody is either clean girl or intense as me or you here in the community. There are these in-between peeps, and I do think that maybe this is what they're targeting at. So, Rare Beauty, next year, do some eyeshadows. Do some really cool eyeshadows. I think they had eyeshadows that were really not good. I remember some 5 pans. Were it 5 or 7 pans? But I think there were eyeshadows. But this launch is really not exciting for me. Not a makeup launch, but we do have the new color of the year, and it's This is my personal nightmare because this is just keeping on with clean girl bullshit. The color of the year is Cloud Dancer, a shade that is described, I'm just reading this off of here of this article from the Zoe report, whatever. A lofty white neutral whose aerated presence act as a whisper of calm and peace in a noisy world. No. Really not. This color is eggshell white, I would say. It's not white, yes. But on the other hand, I know in terms of what a color really is, people will have very divided answers. And I saw some comments under different posts saying, yeah, white is not a color, white is a shade. So what the fuck is this? The thing is, what is the relevance of the Pantone colors of the year? Because nobody fucking cares. What was the color of 2025? Mocha Mousse. Why do I know that? Because I ranted about this, how this looks like diarrhea. And nobody, no brand, nothing cared about this. At least not noticeable, you know? It's there, and now we talk about this, and let's be honest, if you ask people in 2 months, hey, what's the color of the year? Do you know that? And they were like, what is a color of the year? Because Pantone, I love Pantone for like the color things, and I do have actually a Pantone book where I have different color combinations depending on mood and color themings, and I love to get inspirations by that. But this here with the color of the year is just so unnecessary. I'm genuinely interested in what people are doing with this information. What is your plan now that you know that this is the color of the year? Let me know down below. When I'm filming this video, and we do have it now 11 a.m. on the beautiful December 6th, I have not seen the full palette. We have just this black and white photo of the upcoming Blendbunny Cosmetics palette. First of all, can we talk about the contrast that we see here? Second of all, I do think that just as with the beauty below, we are going to have a palette that is arranged in quads. I can already see that we will have definitely a black and a white. And when we just think of the OG, was it blends where you had the big black and white blocks that a lot of people love just for manipulating shades? I see that here because we do have the shades Noir and Woman in White. I also see names like, what have we here? Seance, Darkness, Shadow Word, Hollowed. Oh, Hollowed is going to be the perfect best purple toned contour for the eyes. I'm telling you that. What else do we have? We have Bone Chilling, could be a like grayish beige shade. We also have Blood Moon, which could it be a red? I don't think so. Ashes. Oh. This is probably going to be the gothic-y witch cool tone, dark, black, goth romance palette that I'm craving, that I want to have, that I thought I would get with Dandelion, but that's a different thing. When you see the video, chances are high that I have it already because I just got the announcement from DHL that my palette is on its way, and I will get this in PR by Blendbunny, which is, I still cannot process this, that I'm on their PR list, which is just amazing. I'm stoked for this palette. I love their collabs, and I think there's just a certain cool vibe when you have the input of a content creator that does have its own style, but I also love the vision from Maggie. I love the palettes, and you know that there is barely a palette from Blendbunny that I gave a bad review. Especially since they upgraded their shimmers, and this palette, do we have a potential best palette? I don't know. I'm just hyping myself and you probably so high up that I will be then sitting there and be like, okay, it's not that good. But at the end, maybe it's that good. We will see. We have to be calm. And I can't wait to see the full color story. We will talk about the palette next week again when we have the color story. Next up, we do have a new launch from Glamand Girls Cosmetics. This is again from Freya86 because she has photos. This is the Mostly Merry palette with a very, very beautiful artwork on top, and it is in the shape of a snow globe. When I saw the outside packaging for the very first time, I wanted to have blues, grayish blues, silvery, but also these like sparkly thin shades that just look like crispy snow in the sun. I wanted to have something warmish orangey in there, but not too much, you know, just a little glow underneath the snow. But we get this color story here. And the thing is, I don't know how I feel about this. If I cover the center shade, the Dancing Flurries, I think is the name, because it is like a pukey shade, it's really not for me. If I cover that center shade, I'm left with 8 beautiful eyeshadows. That center shade destroys it a little bit for me. The swatches here from Freya, again, they just kind of prove that. So if I cover that pukey shade, stunning palette. The pukey shade destroys it a little bit for me, but it looks actually nice. I am a bit torn off by the whole shape of the palette, but that is very much a preference thing. If it's not really artistically thing, like with the Isamaya, the industrial palettes, I don't like weirdly shaped palettes, but I see the vision, so I know why they did this. That is okay and cool, and honestly, I would love to try this. I don't know what it is, but something also just calls my name, and I want to try the pukey shade. Maybe I will purchase this. I don't know. I have to think about it in a second. But if you want to get this, did it launch already? Let me check for a moment. Oh, it will launch today, or it launched today. If you want to buy this, I have a code with Gourmande Girls. It's also ELLAKINKLEY. Last but not least, we have an upcoming new release from Question Beauty. Their latest palette, the Chapter 3 palette, is so stunning. And I do have an announcement. Wait a second. But they also bring back, if I see that, new packaging, new precision metal. They have a metal brush. Oh, okay. These are mascara toppers. These are lash toppers in different colors. So if I understood that correctly, they are meant to be applied on top of a black mascara. You can wear them alone, but you can also top them on top of black and white or any colored mascara. And I do have a bunch of colored mascaras here in the back because I shopped the ColourPop Black Friday sale and I bought the pack of all of the colored mascaras because mine all dried up. So maybe it was not the cleverest thing to now buy another pack, but that's not the topic. But these are metal brush toppers. I used to have a topper mascara that was a shiny glitter one, and I don't know what brand it was, and it had a metal brush, like with little things there, and you just, it was the easiest way to apply a topper, because when you apply a topper on top of already dried mascara, if you apply this with a regular brush, it's crunchy, it's clumpy, it's not good. But with the metal brush, you can, and the best thing is, Question Beauty contacted me and they asked me if they can send me some of the mascaras and their Chapter 3 palette. Now I said it. Here it is, I said it. I already got the confirmation. It's already shipped out, so it is on its way to me. I will get the Chapter 3 palette, and they sent me a photo of the mascaras. Basically that one that I'm showing you. They sent me this and asked which of these shades I would like to try, and I chose 3 shades that actually really spoke to me. These were Celestial Silver, Frosty Lilac, and Pink Opaline, of course. Now that I just see the swatches in that post, yeah, that was that was such a good choice. I'm very excited for that. And that is basically it for the new releases. I know most of the video was me ranting about business owners who are not capable of doing good business. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, by the way, also for a very successful first week of ELLAMAS. I cannot wait for you to see all of the other videos. As of today, I need to film 2 more ELLAMAS videos. I have already filmed 2, so Saturdays are quite packed now with keeping up with the schedule. Thank you so much for joining. Please add your comments on everything that I said here today on the comments down there. I love to see your thoughts on the new releases and on these situations. It's always interesting to see. And other than that, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any of the other ELLAMAS videos. In case you didn't know, every single day of this month there is a video coming. So a lot of content to watch, and if you're bored and you want to catch up, the playlist is down below and every video that has been released so far is visible there. Don't be confused, the playlist has many more, but they are not visible until the moment they are set to be published. Thank you so much, and I see you tomorrow.